speaking of like fatalities and stuff, that going on, yeah, let's talk about some characters. Like, what returning characters?
Returning characters?
And along that, I don't know if this is saying the same thing, but yeah, possibility of returning characters, from the 1995 hit, as well as possibility of resurrecting any characters from the original film.
I like that question. Returning characters, obviously Raiden, Sonya, Johnny, Liu Kang, and Katana. But everybody else, like Kano, Reptile, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Goro, Shang Tsung, like, to me they're dead and they're not returning. But I do, if the story allows me to do this, to me, I want to do it, but if the story can't, if I can't do it with the story, but if I can, and if the story allows me, I do want to resurrect Shang Tsung, and it has to do with what happened in between 17 minutes to 25 minutes before the end of the film. That's a hint. So I wanna resurrect him if the story allows me to. But that's about it on the resurrection from both, from the first movie. It's going on to the second movie. I do want to add.
So you are denying the fans their all-time favorite ninjas, aka Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Reptile?
Yes.
Why?
The author in me says, don't resurrect them, and if you do, you fall flat, and that is what they say in movies or in stories is a repetition. I'm okay. That is repetition, and it would make the story stale. Another part of me says, another part of me at a time said, okay, like, make another Sub-Zero, make two Sub-Zeros, make one reptile, two reptiles, or a few reptiles. I was like, okay, and then I was like, later back, like, I did that story, and it was just like, I just didn't like it. Then I went back to the drawing board, and I was like, okay, no more Scorpion, no more Reptile, no more Sub-Zero, no more Sub-Zero. And it's like, okay, now we're going into a very scary territory with Mortal Kombat. Nobody ever done Mortal Kombat that way. So to me, when Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Reptile entered Mortal Kombat, they can't be resurrected after they die.
I was talking to a guy, a random online, maybe about a month ago, and I told him about, actually I didn't tell him anything. I just sent him your first interview. He listened to it. He sounded very interested. He said that he wrote a script once for an episode of the Jerry Springer Show. He went on there. He's acted. He's a professional wrestler, and he's very interested in playing a Sub-Zero in your film. And I asked him, how could Sub-Zero came back, and he offered the suggestion to you that you could make him come back bigger and badder than ever before. Go.
Bigger and badder than ever before. Sub-Zero from the first film. There is no possible way unless there is some sort of sorcery. That's the only way that they can come back, and in the story, the only person who can do that is the Emperor and his shadow priests.
What do you think of the Rebirth trailer? Like, I don't know. What do you think of it? Like,
I think of the Rebirth trailer. When I first saw it, I was pissed off because they know that I'm writing Mortal Kombat 2. Why would they undermine me? Like saying, "Oh well, Rebirth is gonna be a movie." Rebirth. It's like everybody that didn't know Mortal Kombat, and the people who already know Mortal Kombat, they were all in love and wanted to see this new Mortal Kombat quote unquote movie. I knew it was fake. I knew that it was campy. I knew it was just awful. Like, not awful as in great, but awful as in bad. Terrible. And there's people that knew the mythology of Mortal Kombat. I don't know how many. For a whole month, that's about a whole month, I heard everybody's reviews about for and against Rebirth. I watched them like more than twice. I know that. And I heard the guy who made Rebirth, who wrote Rebirth, or whatever, the guy who conceived Mortal Kombat Rebirth, his interview. And to me, my personal experience in writing told me that Rebirth was a fake. That guy doesn't know what he's talking about, and in the interview, automatically there's proof that he doesn't know what he's talking about. Hence, he's just making up stuff to kind of stretch this fake whatever Mortal Kombat thing. And the guy interviewing him, he was just trying to please the guy interviewing him. Because when the interview says, okay, we're going to do about this, we're going to do with that, and what's up with this, he automatically had an answer for it, and he was just making up stuff. And I don't really don't. Another part of it is that I don't really see Scorpion having to do with anything Mortal Kombat. Like, why make him the main hero? And that's what did it for me. It's like Sub-Zero does not have a story. Scorpion does not have a story. Reptile does not have a story. even Johnny Cage does not really have a story. Baraka has no story until you go and talk about part 5 or 6 or whatever. Then he has a story. But
well, the feeling that I got from just looking at the trailer, to me, you know, trying to attempt to be a writer myself, the first thing that came to me was I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. And what I meant by that is, anytime I see a trailer for any film, I usually get the feel or the idea, can be any film, of what the genre is. And looking at the games and looking at the film, the 1995 film, because I don't know if there's anything else out there. I think they made a TV series, but I'm not too familiar with other than the 1995 film, nor do I want to be anything familiar with until, you know, the possibility of your film hitting theaters. But from what I've seen, overall, with the games that you've mentioned that worked, even the film, is that Mortal Kombat is a supernatural. And looking at this trailer myself, was not, like, I don't know, I couldn't really see a supernatural. I felt like I was looking at a trailer from the first time of like a new CSI series, basically a crime drama. And for my own personal self, I didn't really see a crime drama in anywhere outside, you know, anywhere at all. I really tried to lay it down to the games and the film itself. And so for my personal self, crime drama versus supernatural, I don't know, it didn't really work for me.
yeah, it didn't work for me either, unless people go and play Mortal Kombat Special Forces, which is what, in my mind, was the pre-stage or the